Continuando os modos história aqui em Honkai Star Rail, então os missões de desbravamento a partir da atualização 1.3, infelizmente as anteriores flopou, eu vou postar aqui no canal eu jogando com vocês, a gente teorizando também. E a missão de companheiro eu vou postar posteriormente também aqui no canal, que até mesmo eu tenho que fazer essa missão aqui. Então bora conferir o que o futuro nos reserva para esta missão. Então bora lá. Vamos ver se a gente consegue montar algumas teorias ou não. Vamos levar a sede da presciência divina. Pergunta sobre a situação. Então, beleza, vamos lá. Posso me ajudar? Pode te ajudar? Claro, quero ir para a sede da presciência divina. Tá, avisou ali onde o Juan fica, né? Se não me engano. É, aí o jogo trava, né? Ah.
Can you wait a little moment? The Master Diviner will be here soon. She's temporarily taken on the General's responsibilities. Before meeting you, she must make the current situation known and fortify public spirit. This is her first real test as a General. I hope she can get used to things quickly.
A Fuxuan, ela foi promovida a general. Aí, ó. Falando nela, na baixinha.
It's a pleasure to see you all here today.
Disponha.
Casualties and losses. Dispatching forces to round up the remnants of the disciples. Submitting battle reports to the 6 charioteers. Now I know what Jing Yuan meant when he said, the highest throne faces the strongest wins.
Tá, mas você está gostando, né? Pode falar o que está te incomodando. Vamos lá.
Generalship is no trifling matter. It is a duty one must bear. I think she actually really enjoys it.
Master Diviner, have you summoned us here just to sigh and complain?
Nossa, o Elt grosso, né?
Of course not. On the contrary, I am eager to thank you all in my official capacity as acting general of the Luofu.
Ó, recompensados, 90 jags, né, que você vai dar.
It is time to reward you.
Ooh, all those benefits that the general promised. They're finally here. Yippee!
Yes. The Astral Express has braved great evil for the Luofu. Your devotion is evident. After discussions with the 6 charioteers, you are henceforth sworn allies of the Luofu.
Então fechou.
Within the Luofu's jurisdiction,
Mais premiações aí.
you are to be treated with the highest standard of diplomatic protocol.
Ela tá tentando rir, gente. Ela tá tentando rir de felicidade.
On behalf of the Astral Express, I would like to thank you.
E a gente vê que o Dan, ele agora tá na sua forma 4 estrelas, né?
Nothing tangible then? But at least it sounds pretty cool.
É estranho falar o Dan forma humana? Eu
Now
acho que
that
sim.
things have been expressed, I still have something to discuss with you. Please, this way.
Vamos lá, perto da Fuxuan.
Seriously? Thanking us like that and then immediately sending us on another mission?
It's not a mission. The Stellaron crisis, the disciples of Sanctus Medicus rebellion, the Arbor's resurrection, not to mention the Antimatter Legion.
Ela nem abre a
infiltrating
boca
the
pra
Luofu.
falar, né?
All of these incidents need reporting at the highest level for investigation. It's just that, having been in the middle of everything, I'm struggling to keep an accurate perspective. I would appreciate if you could go through it all with me, so that I can reacquaint myself with a finer detail. So, where should we begin?
Pelo começo. Vamos falar sobre a Fantilha primeiro. Vamos falar sobre os discípulos do Sanctus. Vamos falar sobre os caçadores de stars. Vamos falar da Fantilha. Eles vão falar da Tig-1, não, gente?
The Xianzhou warred with the Antimatter Legion in the past, and ever since we have kept a watchful eye on their movements. Few could have foreseen the insidious tactics employed in the execution of their assaults. The Lord Ravager slithered in unnoticed, clandestinely plotting and machinating, and surreptitiously bestowed a Stellaron upon the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. This heinous act instigated an uprising aimed at luring the Luofu into a perilous trap of self-destruction. The present danger posed by the Legion clearly demands a reevaluation.
Podia ter essas imagens de wallpaper, né, velho? Que imagem top. Vamos lá, vamos falar sobre os discípulos de Sanctus
When
Medicus.
the ambrosial arbor was severed by the Rainbow Arbiter thousands of years ago, the abundance became a taboo. Those within the Alchemy Commission, the original masters of the so-called Way of Immortality, were
Não
ruined
entendi
by the
muito bem,
stroke.
não.
The Commission became a shadow of its former
Caminho da
self.
imortalidade são da abundância ou não?
Presumably, from that moment on, the seeds of discord for the disciples of Sanctus Medicus had already been planted. Some of them were willing to work with the enemy, acquiring a
É isso mesmo,
Stellaron
eles
from
estão
the
tentando reviver a
anti-Legion to
abundância.
try and revive the abundance.
Só que agora estão falando dos Sanctus Medicus, né?
They succeeded all right. But why would Fantilia's objective to be to realize their wishes? Those traitors gained nothing. They betrayed the Cian
fala da
only to
Tig 1, né?
become sacrificial offerings in the Lord
Não
Ravager's
foi
grand
esquecida.
scheme.
Vamos falar sobre os
The
caçadores.
Stellaron hunters. We know just as little. But in the Matrix of Prescience, I saw a prophecy that Kafka received from Destiny's slave. Elio
Cara
foresaw all manner of
da Kafka,
possibilities for the
gente.
Luofu. Based on what Kafka knows, and despite everything being under the control of Elio, that prophecy is indeed the most beneficial future for the Luofu. The Stellaron hunters walked right into our trap, and even gifted allies, in the form of yourselves, to the Xianzhou. That might sound self-interested, but I hope the feeling is mutual. Now that the future has come true, the Xianzhou has discovered the Legion's intentions, and with everyone's help, has imposed a crushing defeat on Fantilia.
Fantilia, fala Fantilia, né? Acho que já deu por hora. Também acho.
That we may. But as logical as things might seem, there are still many details about which we're uncertain. For example, how was the Stellaron brought onto the Xianzhou? And who sent it onto Scale Gorge Waterscape? How many disciples of Sanctus Medicus still remain at large? I'm submitting my report to the Alliance, and I've already got a plan in mind. All of you will feature in the report. But for the sake of Jinyuan, anything related to Xianzhou internal affairs
Ok,
will have
ficamos
to be
em off.
redacted.
Jinyuan, eu teorizo que ele foi
I was
corrompido, né?
about to make the same request, Master Diviner. Since the Arbor's resurrection, I'm sure the Alliance will be poring over every detail of the report.
Jinyuan has committed quite a few violations this time around, and I'll have to deal with them one by one. Before you leave, please make time to recuperate. If there's anywhere you'd like to visit, feel free to take a look. If you pass through Starskiff Haven, I have something that I hope you can give.
Vamos atrás da Yukong. Algo que a senhorita Tig-1 deixou?
It was all so chaotic. When Fantilia took form,
Aí, ó, desaparecesse, não falecesse também, né?
the Cloud Knights were only able to find her fan. She took it with her everywhere. It's currently unclear if Ting-Yun was a puppet manipulated by Fantilia. Or
Eu
if
ainda
some
acho
perception
que
was
a
used to
Tig-1
cloud her vision.
talvez ela possa ser mau caráter mesmo. Eu já fiz um vídeo de teorias de personagens 4 estrelas serão 5 estrelas e Tig-1 é uma delas.
As for how matters are handled with regards to Ting-Yun, I believe it's best left to her Foxian ken. I have informed the Skyfaring Commission of...
I understand.
Thank you, Mr. Yang. Now, let me take... It's getting late. If you need me, I'll be in the divination.
Tá ok, não precisamos mais não. Só de alguma coisa para indicar onde que é a próxima missão. Vá até o Palácio de Aço. Vamos aqui, então. Verificar o que tem nesse palácio.
All remains as it did yesterday.
Isso aí. Não sei o que você disse, não. Olha, Shuei. Seja bem-vindo novamente, Shuei. Gnaf pegou seu lugar, né?
I will. Our condolences, Hellmaster. You have guests. I shall take my leave.
On behalf of the Skyfaring Commission, I would like to thank the crew of the Express for saving the Law Fu from the Stellaron crisis.
Madame Yukong must have heard about Miss Tingyun.
Yes, I have heard. Seeing 4 leave, yet only 3 return, was enough for me to know that Fu Xuan's report was indeed correct.
Vou botar o moleque da Tingyun.
Tingyun. I still can't believe it. The whole report reads like a bad joke. Simply unimaginable. The Antimatter Legion on the Xianzhou, and Tingyun, a Lord Ravager? How could someone who spent over 30 years working alongside me at the Skyfaring Commission turn out to be nothing more than a monster in disguise?
Há 30 anos é muita coisa, né? Será que era 30 anos esse tempo todo?
I'm sorry. I understand.
Mas acho que não foi 30 anos, né?
Thank you for bringing Tingyun's belongings back to the Palace of Astrum. The Stellaron crisis has cost us too many comrades. Brothers, sisters, children. I'd like to invite all of you, as witnesses to this war, to a soul-soothing ceremony hosted by the Skyfaring Commission. Will you consider?
Ok, né? Vamos.
A soul-soothing ceremony?
To put it into short life terms, a funeral. You see, for long-life species of the Xianzhou, ordinarily the Ten Lords Commission guides people to the Hall of Karma before any symptoms of Mara are detected. There, they leave behind their lives and wait for their time to come. People are used to a short farewell, given our limited lifespans, the only ones who place value on ceremony. Countless Cloud Knights lost their lives or became Mara-struck during the crisis. The Hall of Karma couldn't take them all in. All of these sudden deaths and unfulfilled wishes remind us that long life speaks by combining Skyfaring Commission technology with Foxian ceremony. We honor those who have passed on. We place items of the dead onto stock. It's not just to comfort the dead, those souls who can never talk with us again, but also to comfort their surviving relatives. It's also my way of saying farewell to Tingyun. I know, I'm selfish.
Ela não pode não ter morrido como Cavaleiro das Nuvens, mas ela ainda é uma de nós aqui na Comissão de Exploração do Céu. E vítima de um conflito maior. Mas ela vai voltar, gente. Eu confio que ela vai voltar.
I'll use my own method. I'd like to ask you all to witness this event. They've instructed Yan Ming to sort through Tingyun's belongings.
Leave this to us. We'll take care of it as...
Once again, my thanks to all of you. I've asked the judges of the Ten Lords Commission to ratify this soul-soothing ceremony, and have commissioned a special skiff at...
Tá, vamos conversar aqui com esse carinha.
You always did say that I like to gossip, and here I am rambling on, proving you right again. If only you were here to cut me off.
Ou que tal você mesmo se criticar, ou vamos chamar ele.
Oh. It's you. For a moment, I thought she'd return. Did the Helm Master send you over?
We're here to help sort out Miss Tingyun's things. Madame Yukong wants to use some of them for her soul-soothing ceremony.
Well, I've managed to get through pretty much everything. It's all in this box. Please, take your time.
Okay, let's see what there is. An Annie Cassiter's seal, a small box, a knife, a bow, and something wrapped up tight. I wonder what this is.
Essas coisas da Tiggy, por que um arco?
Antique?
É que eu tô pensando em arco e flecha, né? Talvez não seja um arco e flecha, pode ser um arco de cabeça, sei lá.
Oh, Tingyun explained that one to me. It's a folk statuette from Foxian antiquity. They say it can bring wealth if placed correctly.
There's also a note in the package. This is for you, Mr. Yenming. Wishing you fortune and success in every endeavor. Yenming,
É, parece uma carta
seems like this is a
de
gift for
despedida,
you
alguma coisa assim.
from Miss Tingyun.
E alguma coisa mais recente também, né?
Asking her for one at the time. This is unexpected. I only mentioned it in passing, but she remembered. Tingyun and I were from different guilds. We were competitors, but also colleagues. When we used to trade in other lands, we would bring back local specialties and distribute them among friends and other guild members. It became a custom. The rivalry between us and the Whistling Flames to be the Skyfaring Commission's top guild was always fierce. We would gift each other all kinds of bizarre oddities. Candy that made your leg hair grow. A violin that could shatter glass with its
Parece até itens de Harry Potter.
Oh, I was completely unprepared for this. I never thought Tingyun would leave something behind for me that was so sincere and earnest. If I don't return a gift, I'll lose our little duel. But what could I possibly gift her back?
Huh. Besides the seal, the knife, and the bow, none of this seems like something Miss Tingyun would have kept. I thought she was more about jewelry and beauty. Could there be other things similar to what Yenming got? We should...
Quero dar uma olhada naquela caixa, quero dar uma olhada naquela faca, quero dar uma olhada naquele arco. Vamos ver.
There's nothing else. It looks like there's something printed on the bottom of the box. The sleep.
O outro recordou de alguma coisa o Welch. Será que é de outra dimensão do que ele veio? Vamos dar uma olhada na faca. Faca de cozinha. Ó, Beco Auro. Beco Auro é o do evento, né? Que vai chegar amanhã. Ué, deu barulho de coisa tipo capoeira? Biribau? Ó, com certeza você não é a única arqueira que ela conhecia. Pode ser um presente, né? Ou ela poderia usar. Ah, o arco aqui, ó. Aqui tá o desenho de todos os itens, né? Vamos ver onde a gente tem que ir agora. Ó, tem dois lugares. Então vamos na avenida aqui.
The Sleepless Earl.
Welcome to the Sleepless Earl. I'm the owner here. The name's Ming Ming. How many of you are there?
Ah, essa menina é dona, velho, de boteco, velho, desse jeito, eu não sou dono de nada.
Oh, this is the tea Miss Ting-Yoon promised to get for me when I took over this tea house from my parents. I thought I'd shake things up by creating famous brews like Whale Tide Spring or vegetations in the alchemy cauldron have been around for millennia. And imported mixed teas have also found a niche. Miss Ting-Yoon came to the tea house one day and heard about my troubles. She said she could find me a brand new strain during her travel. I just thought she was trying to cheer me up. I never thought she'd actually do it.
Ela teve que partir mais uma longa viagem, infelizmente, senhorita Tig-1. Você conta o que aconteceu com a Tig-1. Cara, a Tig-1 aqui, ela tá muito boazinha, né? Não era Fantilha. Acho que a Fantilha deve ter possuído ela nos últimos dias antes de acontecer os acontecimentos do jogo, né?
I'm sure Miss Ting-Yoon would have liked for you.
Thank you. All of you. Based on her suggestion, I improved the Whale Tide Spring, Emerald Hills, and Dawn Dew strains, seeing as Ting-Yoon won't be able to try it.
Pegamos um chá. Vamos o Vzinho aqui. Oh, mas... Ah, beleza. Esse aqui ia ficar o texto na frente do teleporte.
All remains as it did yesterday.
Chega Beco Aurum. King, que você tá aqui?
Oh, how's it going? Did you take some time off? Isn't that
Gente,
the
aqui
place
quer
on
muito
Aurum Alley over
morcego.
in Exalting Sanctum? All the foodies go there. It's the main commercial street in the Exalting Sanctum. Although it's a lot, tourists fresh off the Starskiff always head to Starwatcher Avenue in Starskiff Haven. It's one of those bustling tourist streets. Whenever I'm tired of Celestial Jade or slacking off, I head over for a bowl of Granny Chen's tofu. Darn it, now that you've brought it up, I suddenly...
Cara, quem dera, né? Privilégio pra poucos. Aqui vou lá quando eu estou cansada de ficar à toa. Aqui já é mapa novo? Não é mapa novo, não.
Spices Supreme!
Honored guests, welcome to our humble eatery. What can we get? Something from Miss... Oh.
História deprimente, né? Despedida da Tig-1 mesmo.
When she first ate here, I told her my motto: you can't better your own food unless you taste it. Then she got me to talk about... She was captivated. She pestered me about dish after dish. At the end, she mentioned she wanted to get me a gift. A sword for a... She probably came across some rare mineral and forged it by hand. Look how sharp it is. Miss Ting-Yoon is too kind. Who among the Arum Alley vendors hasn't been spoiled by the generosity of Whistling Flames? Her grand fare puts small merchants like us in touch with big intergalactic... Oh, I heard the trade port is open again for business. Miss Ting-Yoon must be real busy.
Você conta o que aconteceu com a Tig-1.
The monster you mentioned, where did it come from? Forget it. Matters like these are beyond the control and understanding. It was our chili oil beef offal stew that first attracted Miss Ting-Yoon to our restaurant.
About that bow, I think I know who Miss Ting-Yoon intended to gift it to.
Vamos pro nosso próximo ponto. Será que esse aqui é o mapa novo, gente? Eu não lembro se esse é o mapa novo. Eu acho que esse é o mapa novo, né? Não me recordo dele, só tem um teleporte, ó, é um mapa novo. Mas enfim, não é hora de explorar ele agora, vamos aqui. Tava meio de noite, embora que quase tudo é de noite, né? Os mapas aqui. Agora a vez da Yukong também. Deu presente Yukong no porto. Saudade das recompensas diárias aqui. Vai ficar dando lag aí também.
What brings you here?
Estamos aqui para pegar um presente da senhorita Tiggy-1. Veio do além.
This bow. Did Ting Yun pick it out for me? She understood my pain. It's a shame I can no longer do anything for her. 30 years ago, I fought in a terrible war. My comrade and I set sail together, but only I returned. The scars of that war never truly healed.
Ela tá falando da guerra que ela... do modo história dela, né?
Like I'd lost.
E começou a bugar também. Parabéns, emulador.
Despite rising to Helm Master, my military career hadn't prepared me for the type of meticulous planning work now confronting me. Ting Yun, on the other hand, was a born merc. She never fought alongside me on the battlefield. But in her own way, she became a comrade in arms. Without the help of Ting Yun I used to think that the Xianzhou had changed with the times. Geniuses like Ting Yun were the future for the Skyfaring Commission's next generation. I was wrong. Only when the last minions of the Antimatter Legion are wiped out will I...
Bom, talvez o Kong tá pensando em virar guerreiro de novo, né?
Everyone.
Wait! Wait for me! Miss Ting Yun prepared a gift for me. As a fellow ambassador, I cannot fail to honor our custom.
Yanming, what is it that you've
I've brought a paper kite. I know it may seem simple compared to the precious items that Ting Yun gifted others in the past, but
precisa justificar não, só dá.
Foxians have a tradition where paper kites are used to comfort the souls of pilots who can no longer take to the skies. Ting Yun and I were never pilots in the strictest sense of the word, but for her to be able to take wing once again would make her very happy.
Pipa de papel calma a alma.
Out of all this stuff we've got, what do you think we should place on this?
O carimbo, o chá com o nome dela, o prato favorito dela, a reconfortante pipa de papel. Eu vou colocar carimbo de... Nossa, o prato favorito dela. Talvez alimente algum bicho ali em cima. Carimbo... Ah, vou ter que ler todos agora?
This is the tea that Meng Ming has made, especially named after you.
This time, we needn't compete.
The Skyfaring Commission shall never forget you, Ting Yun. I will seek out the truth. And if it is discovered that you were taken from us...
Aqui ela já deixa a dúvida se eu souber que foi tirado de nós, né? Não tem corpo, né? Não tá falecida. E aí não precisaria de fazer cerimônia também, né? Então vamos aqui.
All remains as it did yesterday.
Olha, uma animaçãozinha, que bonitinho. Acho que aquilo ali são tudo caixões, né? Voadores de todo mundo que pereceram.
You should take a rest. Not yet. I have things I wish to... My apologies, I couldn't get to you any sooner. Yan Qing made sure that I was fully recuperated. Before you leave the Luofu, there are 2 things I wish to...
2 gifts? Has his conscience finally gotten the better of him?
Eu queria pastas especiais. Manda aí alguns imóvelzinhos na faixa, por favor.
Let us reconvene.
Ah, por que você já não vai dar agora, cara? Pra que isso tudo? Podia ter um teleporte pra lá também, né? Ter que vir aqui, pedir permissão pro cara entrar. Atravessa as pessoas.
What is your purpose for...
Present company is gathered to reiterate the Xianzhou Luofu's esteemed gratitude for the magnanimous actions of the nameless. I am sure Lady Fu has given voice to this already, but the Luofu is greatly indebted to you. Therefore, on behalf of the Luofu Cloud Knights, I hereby present you with...
Eu não sabia o que que era, né? Ia dar um Google, mas eu acho que deve ser isso. Um abaco de jade? É uma lembrancinha?
It could indeed be considered a souvenir of a certain variety, but not one you could find in a gift store. Back when the Alliance was first established, all those thousands of years ago, the Xianzhou ships swore an oath, etching the record into a jade abacus. The world may crumble, and the heavens may fall. But this oath shall never be broken. The same is true of this jade abacus. It is a record of the Luofu Cloud Knight's promise to the crew of the Astral Express. It is also a beacon. Grip it tightly, and it will send a message to the jade abacus here in my hand.
O telefone, né? Só que não precisa de sinal de antena.
The Luofu Cloud Knights will always come to the aid of the crew.
Ah, isso aqui já é uma deixa para conectar o Jinwan para o próximo mundo, né? Que devemos viajar para o próximo mundo e para termos contato. E ó, precisamos de uma moralzinha sua aí, Jinwan. Isso aí é como fala, conveniência de roteiro, né? Pra não falar assim, ah, a gente vai ter que voltar não sei quantas galáxias pra só chamar o Jinwan.
In accordance with the edict of the Ten Lords Commission, I am hereby authorized to relieve your banishment decree.
Falei no meu vídeo da lore do Dan Heng e do Blade que o Jinwan era um cara de gente boa com o Dan. Olha, ele tentando sorrir.
And some people, such as those in Scale Gorge Waterscape, will not be much moved by the issuance of a paper edict. While I can guarantee your freedom to come and go as you please, I cannot guarantee your safety. Again, I hope you can understand.
I understand.
This issuing of gifts brings with it a sense of relief. Even my wound is feeling much improved. The occasion calls for a line or two of poetry. Though I feel my efforts would be overshadowed by the erudition of Lady Fu. Another time, perhaps. The Express and its passengers have a long voyage ahead of them. May that voyage be smooth and untrammeled. I bid you farewell.
Beleza, pegamos o abaco. Abaco, eu não sei como é que pronuncia. Tá certo isso?
Himiko messaged me. The Express detected the Jade Gates reopening. She asked whether we be. She was also asking after you, Danheng. I think it'd be best if you update her.
She must have been worried. I'll return to the train and put her mind at rest.
Himeko must be eager to hear about what we've been up to on this mission too. Hang on. Oh, how could I forget? We should bring something back for the conductor.
Acho que não, queria visitar alguns dos amigos que a gente fez no caminho, não, acho que não.
I've got goldfish memory. We haven't had a chance to say goodbye.
Não, não precisa despedir, não.
Danhung and I will go back to the express.
Don't worry, Miss.
Tá, volte ao Expresso e se reporte a Himeko. Opcional, antes de voltar ao Expresso, se despeça das pessoas que você conheceu em Shanzhou. Ah, mas eu vou saber quem que eu conheci. Ah, tem um vagão aqui, ó. A gente vai onde tem o brilho amarelo.
There's a dreamlike quality to watching these star skiffs depart through the Jade Gate. How long will these ships sail? And which stars are they traveling to?
From a universal perspective, there is little difference between the lives of long and short-lived species. The transcendence that the Xianzhou pursues is nothing compared to the enduring majesty of the stars.
Eu não sabia que você era um poeta Song Yang. Desculpe interromper a poesia.
You're back! Welt was telling me about your experiences. I'm more than a little envious. The ambrosial arbor, the ebony... I pestered Danhung to tell me about his experiences, but alas, what could have been a magnificent saga was reduced to a few words. Next time, I think I should be the one trailblazing with you guys.
Ó, isso aqui também já é um spoiler que a próxima vez é a Himeko que vai estar no nosso lado, né? Qual é a nossa próxima parada? Então, dessa vez a gente pode dar um salto hiper espacial como planejado. Qual é a nossa próxima parada? O mundo da 7 de março. Acho que era preciso de um lembrete. Acho que eu preciso de um lembrete, né?
The Express's records show that Penacony was a prison planet used by the IPC to exile criminals. At least, however, following a Stellaron burst, the planet fell into the arms of Shipe. They say it's been transformed.
Então vamos conhecer a Harmonia, né? O Wagon, a Harmonia.
And they sent invitations out to the Express. I was curious about the state of the planet, so I accepted. When the conductor is ready, we can set off for the next stop.
Ó, outra animação, hein?
All who enter here are either jailers or prisoners.
Which are you?
Neither. I'm merely a lost traveler.
What a spectacle. The Stellaron, the Ambrosial Arbor, the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, the Lord Ravager. A series of threats that almost succeeded in diverting attention away from the crucial question. They who brought the Stellaron onto the Xianzhou, what was their motive? Will you surrender, or do you require encouragement? Abomination of Yaoshi.
General, my power does indeed stem from the abundance. But I'm the same as you. We are both enemies of Yaoshi.
That's right, Jingyuan. Stay out of our way.
Jingyu?
The revival of the Arbor is an omen. It's time for the Xianzhou to choose its next path. The Rainbow Arbiter, the Plague's author, the Ruin author. This is a chess game between eons. If you don't stand with the winners, you stand to lose. And this time, we will put the abundance in their grave.
Acabou. Que tava escrito? Nem deu pra ler, gente. Fique de olho para descobrir o que virá na próxima parte. E pronto, completamos aqui a missão. Vamos ver o que o Dan aqui mandou pra gente. Estelle, você está ocupado ultimamente? Gostaria de te pedir para me acompanhar em uma certa tarefa. Alguma coisa errada? Quer que eu seja sua guarda-costa? Então você com 2C tá com medo de que alguém em Shanzhou possa querer te machucar e quer que eu seja sua guarda-costa. Você está brincando? Quero conhecer o atual grande mestre dos Vidyahari do Lufu. Quero perguntar sobre alguns assuntos antigos para que eu possa entender melhor o que eu ainda posso fazer para compensar pela minha vida passada. Eu tenho... Parece que é uma situação bem formal. Eu tenho que ir mesmo? Será que é a Bailu? É a Bailu, velho. É a Bailu. Então, beleza. A missão principal aqui a gente já terminou. Então é isso, galera. Esse aí, então, foi o videozinho da nossa missão de desbravamento. Não sei se vou fazer essas outras missões aqui em vídeo com vocês pra gente bater um papo sobre também. E agora é só esperar a continuação e saber o mistério do Lucha que apareceu aqui e também da Jingle. Vou ficando por aqui e até o próximo vídeo. Valeu e fui!